Caramba. Bom, a gente tem missões secundárias pra fazer, muitas. E a gente tem a missão principal também. Bom, vamos começar daqui, vai. Tabor. A missão tá aqui, ó, do lado do albergue da Limil. Ou tem coisa que não, tem coisa aqui. Aqui mesmo. Não é? Queria entrar pela janela não, Diego. Zero. Esse jogo tem se mostrado muito bonito, assim, bem legal.
Lord Rosfield, is there aught the Undying might assist you with this day?
Perhaps. My brother said that your order was helping him with his quest to uncover Ultima's origins. Have you learned anything of note since last we spoke?
Little and less, I regret to report.
I see.
Be assured, however, that we will not rest until the truth is known. Even now, our archaeologians scour ruins in every corner of the realm for traces of Ultima's touch.
Fallen ruins, I take it. Dating back as far as Phoenix Gate.
Indeed. Ultima's thralls are oft sighted among the remnants of the fallen civilization, as if protecting the secrets concealed within.
Secrets we'd see unearthed.
Should our methods be of interest, my lord, mayhap it would please you to observe some of our number at work.
Would that be possible?
Of course. A survey is being conducted not far from here. Perchance you are familiar with Kretov, a small hamlet built around a fallen airship. I was due to visit my colleagues there to collect their preliminary findings, but if you would consent to do so in my stead, I'm sure that they would be honored to relate any discoveries they have made to you directly.
Tudo bem.
All right. I'll go and meet with them.
They will be most gratified, I am sure. Might I suggest you take the road through Titan's Wake? It will lead you straight to the village after but a short walk.
Thank you. I will.
I wish you a safe journey, my lord. May the Firebird's flames burn ever in your heart.
Ok. Esse deve ser fácil, porque não dá nada. Descendo os campos de corava aqui. Vamos vir daqui, ó. Posso chamar o pet? Opa. Isso.
Fly, Ambrosia.
Oxe, como não é nesse portão? Mas tá bloqueado o meu caminho pro lugar? Então eu tenho que ir pela Rota Dourada? E aí eu abro por fora? Aí sim, hein? Não tem problema. é por aqui, ó. Um caminho novo. Marsupial. Não derrotei um desse, eu acho. Nossa senhora. Agora a gente é mais forte que os Varog, não tem bicho que tanque nós. Tome! Não tem bicho que tanca.
Ready, girl? Fly, Ambrosia.
Tô com o elixir, eu vou tirar dali pra gente não gastar o elixir. Deixar pra último caso. Vou deixar a poção mesmo. Adicionar os atalhos. Isso.
Enough of you, are there?
Não, tchau. Então já vou chegar praticamente do outro lado daquele portão lá. Vaza. Oh, show! Ó o portão. Agora eu tenho que abrir ele. O objetivo era justamente abrir o portão. Ah, não é o mesmo portão. É o outro portão ali.
Oh no. You'll pay for this.
Será que eles dão língua de pedra?
May still be survivors.
Quebrem todos. Nossa. Nós estamos muito forte agora. Ah. Pirita. Queime.
Say it's their leader. slow.
Você já cai.
It's over.
Foi. Pem, 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 pem.
Should have stayed in the past. These must be Cyril's colleagues.
You have our thanks, stranger.
Who are you?
Welcome, stranger.
Ah, forgive me, my lord. I did not recognize you.
Ele é imortal?
You are Lord Rosfield, are you not? We are archaeologians tasked with surveying this site. When the echoes appeared, our brothers here occupied their attentions. Thanks to them, and to you, we were, for a mercy, able to see our duty to its conclusion.
You call that a mercy? Your brothers might still be alive if you put their safety before your duty. Surely this survey wasn't worth dying for.
We are charged with uncovering Ultima's origins, a duty of the highest import, as I'm sure you will agree.
And you think your dead brothers would agree with you too?
I know they would. They gave their lives for the cause, an honor to which all Undying aspire. Now, to what do we owe the honor of your presence, Lord Marquis?
Cyril told me of your work here, and I agreed to collect your findings in his stead.
I see. That is most kind. Pray, take them then, with our humble thanks. May the Firebird's flame burn ever in your heart, as it does in ours.
It's one thing to lay down your life for another.
Entrega os achados preliminares dos arqueólogos para Cyril. Tá. Vamos lá. Eu tô tentando entrar pela janela de novo.
Ah, you are returned, my lord.
I collected your colleagues' preliminary findings. Here, take them.
Relatório do Kretov.
My thanks. I shall study them and inform you forthwith if I discover aught that might aid you in your fight against Ultima.
Cyril, your survey party suffered several losses in Kretov. Losses which could have been avoided, had the others not chosen to complete their work, instead of saving their friends. Were these your orders?
No. This was their choice. Every Undying devotes his life to the service of the Phoenix. It is our sole duty, and should we die in discharging it, so be it.
Even when death is avoidable.
My lord, I fear that this is not a point over which it would be fruitful to argue. The Undying have served the Phoenix for countless generations, and your opinion of our methods, however earnest, is not like to change them. We live to serve the Phoenix. Our very order exists for that purpose, and that purpose alone.
Cyril, I know that you and your brethren answer only to Joshua, but allow me to offer you a word of advice. It does not further the cause of the Phoenix to have his loyal followers surrender their lives without good reason. Provide your survey parties with an escort, that they might live to do their duty for years to come. Think not only of how you can serve the Phoenix, but how Joshua would want you to serve him. Please. For all our sakes.
I thank you for your advice, my lord. If you will permit me to respond, our faith in his grace, Joshua Rosfield, is absolute. And we of the Undying will do what we believe is right to fulfill our duty unto him. as first shield to the Phoenix, I am sure you understand what it means to do one's duty.
I do.
Then we are of the same mind. And it is my hope that we may continue to do our duty together.
Tá bom. Alento do gelo. Vamos para outro canto. Pera aí. Na real dava pra ir dali também. Kretov é onde a gente abriu. Vamos aqui. Primeiro. Mercy.
Ah, Clive, I was just about to send for you.
Mercy.
I'd like you to take something to Sir Wade up in Eastpool. Seeds for planting. Thought it was about time they started growing their own food. I'll keep providing them with whatever they need in the meantime, of course. But if Eastpool's going to survive, it's got to be able to fend for itself. As of those poor bearers. They've lived their whole lives in servitude, but now they're their own masters. Small wonder they ain't got the foggiest how to provide for themselves. So it's up to us to teach them. And if you're wondering why you, well, the Wagoneers taking supplies up that way have been coming back with more and more reports of Akashic around the village of late. Sir Wade's putting a brave face on it, but I think even he's starting to worry. And if he's likely to share those concerns with anyone, it's you.
Tudo bem.
All right.
Thanks. Wouldn't ask if I didn't have to. There. That should be enough to keep him in Gazal Greens for a few years at least.
Gazal Greens.
Not the most mouth-watering crop, I'll admit. But they're hardy, they grow fast, and they fill a hole. Better that than something that'll wither away at first frost. And chocobos love 'em too, which is no small thing. When I say all of us need to pull together to get Eastpool back on its feet, I mean all of us. They ain't exactly succulent, but cook 'em right, and they're just about bearable.
I'll take your word for it.
Anyway, Sir Wade'll know what to do with them. And if he don't, well, I'll go up there and show him myself.
I'm sure you will.
Reavivando a Chama 2. Perto do Lago Leste.
I heard the Guardian saying we're supposed to...
Ah, Lord Rossfield. What brings you to Eastpool?
A delivery from Martha.
These are Gazal green seeds. Martha's keen to cut the apron strings, then, is she? I jest, of course. You see, I had thought we might be able to revive the old wheat fields, but
Ele
they've long
brincou.
since gone to seed. Only without the seeds.
Ou seja, ele é adepto
Martha
ao
was
humor.
hoping he might be able to show the bearers how to plant and tend these, so that they'll be able to fend for themselves.
That's
Clive
not a
e ele
bad
riram.
idea. These bearers had only recently escaped their bonds before we brought them here. They know little of freedom, of providing for themselves and their loved ones. Unless we teach them how to live like free men, I fear that all we have achieved in bringing them here is to exchange one master for another. Not that myself and the Guardians have been the best example to them so far, subsisting almost entirely on Martha's charity as we do. It's about time we all started to provide for ourselves, bearers and Guardians alike. Unfortunately, we've been a little too busy of late to focus on much besides bolstering our defenses. There have been alarming reports of...
The Horde is closing in. They're coming, so wait, all of them.
Damn it all, I thought we'd have more time. Gather the men in the square. Send to the rest for reinforcements.
Yes, Sir Wade.
The Horde.
At Kashek, a veritable legion of them. They've been seen prowling around the northern reaches for a
Ou
while
seja,
now.
a gente vai derrotar
We
esses
don't have
caras.
the numbers to hold back a swarm that size. I had hoped to build a perimeter wall so that myself and the Guardians might be able to defend the village, but...
Now you're out of time.
Precisely. If reinforcements from the rest arrive before they do, we may just scrape through, but I fear that's rather an enormous if.
What if you could call on reinforcements from Eastpool?
You mean the bearers? We brought them here so they might live, not die fighting for their lives.
So wait. You said you lack men to defend the village. Are the bearers not men? Do they not wish to see Eastpool saved? Though they may not be trained soldiers like your guardians. What help they are able to offer could still prove the difference between victory and defeat.
You're right, my lord. I will appeal to them.
Sim.
My friends, I humbly beg your aid. We Guardians are few and our enemies many. But I swear we can defeat them with you at our side.
You would send us to the slaughter, to serve as bait for those fiends, so that you and your men might be spared. And to think we trusted you.
Caramba. Calma, não precisa se ofender assim.
Say what you will. A home is not worth dying for.
Eles não querem lutar, então.
But it is worth fighting for. Sir Wade fights to give you lot a chance. Just like I do. Just like Sid does. We all wanted to give you a home where you could be free. And you got one, didn't you? This place, Eastpool. This is your village. Your home. And if you don't fight to protect what's yours, you'll lose it. You know I'm right. This world wants to take everything from you. Everything. Your homes, your freedom, your very lives. So then, are you going to stand by and let that happen to you? Are you going to accept fate like good little Bran did and die, having never stood up for yourselves? Or will you fight like free men and women?
Você precisa de uma espada, moça, não de uma frigideira. Acho que você não vai conseguir derrotar ninguém com uma frigideira.
What are you doing?
All right,
Aê.
give me a sword. I never dreamt I'd have a home of my own. And now that I have, I don't want to lose it. I will protect what's mine, or die trying.
We all will. Free men and women, fighting
Mas vocês
together.
têm treinamento? Hein? Porque senão não adianta nada, né? Você vai arremessar a espada nos inimigos. Vai jogar a espada assim.
Thank you, Martha.
Don't mention it. Just promise me one thing. That you'll show them how freeborn fight.
Gladly.
Well, If it was numbers you were lacking, you certainly won't be now.
Thanks to you.
Me? Oh, I just love the sound of my own voice.
Lord Rosfield, my lady, we're ready.
So what's the plan of action?
We'll divide our forces into several small detachments, each made up of guardians, bearers, and guards from the rest. These will position themselves at strategic points around the village. Upon engaging with the Akashic, each detachment will keep the creatures occupied as best they can, steadily retreating all the while.
You're going to lure them into the village?
I am. We will have neither the time nor the resources to treat the wounded, so injuries must be avoided at all costs. Instead, we will focus purely on defense at first. By coordinating our withdrawal through the use of messengers drawn from among the bearers, we will aim to have the swarm converge at a point of our choosing. With luck, that point will be the village square, the perfect place for our most able warriors to surround them and fall upon them, and for you and I to finish them off.
A sound plan, but one that'll require a leader with a cool head and strong nerves to coordinate the retreat. I'd say you have both in abundance, Sir Wade, but you'll be needed. Please, leave the last of the fighting to me.
Ha! And let you have all the glory.
Sir Wade! They're here!
Then you know what you must do. We work together, everyone playing their part, each shielding the other that no man might fall, that Eastpool might live on. For Rosaria!
For Rosaria!
We've no time to argue, my lord. I'll do as you ask.
And I will do as you ask.
Adeus, Wade.
Suppose we'd better do our bit too then, eh?
Aí sim, hein?
Right you are, Martha.
Ele morre então? Ô louco.
The calm before the storm. And
Ah,
here
esses
it
bichinhos
comes.
aí, caramba. Olha o que eu faço. Nossa, mandei o ataque errado. Pera aí, cancela. É assim que eu mato esses bichos voadores. Fritar tudo do escorpião. Mais um pouquinho. Boa. E a finalização com habilidade. Beleza.
Looks like that's the last of them.
Lord Rosfield! Change of plan!
What is it?
Owl from the rest.
Ah,
An
ele
Akashic
voltou.
Curl's been sighted on Rhiannon's ride and is
Não
headed
foi
in that
ainda.
direction.
Well, the better half of her guard is here. So wait, how many Akashic remain in Eastpool?
Hard to say. My men are still facing some resistance, but I think the worst is behind us. I could order a detachment or two to fall back and...
No, let them finish the job. You stay here too, Sir Wade. Your men need you. I'll go after the Curl. Join me
Curl.
only when Eastpool is won.
If you're sure, my lord. May the Founder protect you.
Ah. O jeito é partir daqui mesmo.
Next one's mine. I might not know.
Vamos lá. Chegando, chegando. Opa. Ah, é. Esqueci de restocar a poção. Aê. Tome. Aí. Inimigo derrotado. Ah, peguei a vibriça.
All right. Back to Eastpool.
Lord Rossfield, the Curl, is it?
It's dead.
Thank the Founder for that. And for you, my lord. We were able to eradicate the rest of the Horde. I have guardians posted around the village to keep watch for further attacks, but all seems quiet for now. I hesitate to say it, but I think it might be over.
I think it might.
We did it. We saved Eastpool. Thank you, my friends. Thank you.
No, Sir Wade. It's us who should be thanking you. You brought us together. Showed us what it means to fight for what you hold dear.
We never had nothing to call our own before. We didn't know what it meant to protect it, but now we do. We really do.
Forgive us, Sir Wade. You and your people saved us, and still we doubted you. But there's no doubt in my mind anymore. We're free men now, so we have to start acting like it. We have to fight to protect what's ours, to protect Eastpool.
And we shall. We all shall. Together. This is our home. And if anyone or anything tries to take it away,
they'll have us to answer to.
Come on then. Let's get to work.
This village isn't gonna rebuild itself.
Deu certo.
They're not slaves anymore.
no. They're Rosarians. Your father took pity on the bearer's plight, and I believe if he were still with us today, this is what he would have wanted.
I believe you might be right.
I shall remain here, my lord, and do what I can to help rebuild the
Ah,
village.
o Adeus é porque termina a história
This is
dele,
my
né?
home now too, and I could hardly call myself an Eastpoolian if I didn't pull my weight.
I think you'll find it's East Pudlian, Sir Wade. But you should be proud all the same. I'll have to pull my weight too. Can't have the rest getting outclassed. Speaking of which, I ought to be getting back.
Can we continue to count on your support, Martha?
Of course, and I'll be counting on yours too. Us Rosarians have got to stick together, haven't we?
Indeed we have.
Indeed.
And Clive, come by the Golden Stables when you get the chance. I ain't paid you for delivering them seeds yet.
All right. I will.
E aí, Hannah? Seja bem-vindo à live aí. E aí? Tranquilo?
Do you remember our very first mission together? Clearing the goblins from the Stillwind marshes?
Você perdeu derrotando o bicho mais difícil
How
do
could I
jogo.
forget?
Tudo sussa, tudo sossegado também.
There's one sight that I shall never forget. You, facing off against that giant Morble. Not a trace of fear on your face. Since that day, there have been more than a few times when I felt like giving up. When the odds seemed so stacked in the enemy's favor, I thought I may as well just lay down my sword and surrender. But every time, I would think back to the look in your eyes that day and remember what it means to be a shield. Know that whatever trials Eastpool may face, I shall never lose courage. Thanks to you.
So Wade, you have always been a true shield. I know that Eastpool, and indeed all of Rosaria, will be safe in your hands.
Thank you, my lord. I know the rest of the world will be safe in yours.
I'll do my best.
Tá? Fale com Martha.
The hero returns.
Eu sou
It's lucky
herói.
you came by when you did, eh? Not only did my seeds get delivered, but you went and saved Eastpool and all.
I just did what I could.
And it's only right that you get rewarded for it. Take it before I change my mind.
Me diz que é a língua de pedra.
Thank you, Martha.
So,
Não é, né? A língua de
Eastpool's
pedra acho que
finally
pega
back on its
derrotando o
feet
bicho.
again. And a home to free bearers. Who'd have thought we'd see the day, eh?
Well, it was your idea.
I know that, but I never stopped to think what it would mean. Bearers in charge of themselves, thinking for themselves, working for themselves. Not your hideaway, but not even hidden away. Though I suppose the rest ain't much different nowadays. You know, bearers living free like that reminds me of when I first met Sid. Loath as I am to recall that particular day.
I take it you didn't always see eye to eye. What happened?
Well, if you really want to know, I started doing what I do long before I met Sid. In fact, that's how I met him. Or at least how he came to meet me. He showed up at the stables one day, asking
Conta a história do
questions about
Cid quando
who'd
ele
been
foi aí.
buying up bearers. Founder knows what he thought I was doing with them. Running a hunt, poking around in their innards. Something awful anyway. Me, I thought he was a new constable. Thought the game was up. But somehow we both managed to work out what each other was about. And before I knew it, the cheeky arse was rattling on at me about how I was doing it all wrong. After all my hard work. Told me I was giving them relief but not freedom. That my bearers were still dying as slaves. Got right under my skin it did. Told him if he didn't like it, he could bugger off and report me to the garrison.
Achei que ia ter flashback do Cid.
Did? He smiled. And then he laughed. And then I did the same. We made a pact that day. That whenever one of us was in need, the other would always be there for him.
And you were?
Well, we both wanted the same thing. To make life better for bearers. Just like your dad. Do you know I was born right around the time Elwyn became Archduke? Growing up, I saw how he tried to change things. He certainly didn't lack for ambition, that one.
Indeed. But the loftier one's ambitions, the harder they are to achieve. Which is why those of us who follow in their footsteps need to finish what people like Sid and my father started.
Suppose you're right, aye. And if we don't manage it, there's always them who come after us. Good thing we've got a few half-decent sorts waiting in the wings, eh? It's almost enough to give you a little bit of hope.
Just a little.
Anyway, enough nattering. Better get back to work. Let's see about making everyone some dinner, shall we? The least the folks who saved Eastpool deserve is a hot meal. And you and me ain't gonna save the world on an empty stomach neither.
That sounds like a wonderful idea.
Legal. Missão concluída. Reavivando a Chama 2. Que aparentemente foi a última vez que a gente viu o Sir Wade, né? Eu consegui a placa do repouso de Marta. Objeto de interesse. Aparece nos aposentos do Clive, o emblema do repouso de Marta, feudo pessoal da indomável dona dos estábulos dourados. Para aqueles sem amor pelo Império, esse assentamento é um porto seguro em um mar de incerteza e violência. Legal. Vai aparecer no nosso mural lá. Deve ter um troféu para pegar todos. Por que eu tô brilhando azul? I didn't understand o brilho azul. Vamos vir aqui um pouquinho. Esconderijo. Opa, tem coisa nova aqui no negócio aqui, que eu esqueci, nos presentes. Tem coisa nova nos presentes aqui.
How may I help you today, Clive?
Eu ganho 2.500 pontos de habilidade. Além desse item ferrovo que eu não sei o que é.
You earned this.
É item de fabricação, né?
All done?
Eu já vou pôr algumas coisas aqui, peraí. Não, eu fui no lugar certo. Olha, 3.521. Aprimora. Aprimora. E por 4... Não consegue aprimorar tudo. Olha isso. Como assim? Joguinho. Como assim, joguinho? Ah. Tem coisa no ferreiro? No ferreiro não, mas tem aqui, ó, no nosso quarto. Inclusive tem uma missão ali. Tem no Muro das Memórias. Cara, música nova. Muito bom. É tanta coisa que eu não sei o que fazer primeiro. Vamos falar com o August.
Heard the bad news then, did you?
What bad news?
About Dravost. Blackthorn's old haunt. With the forge and all that. Well, anyway, the mines just down the road from there are spewing out ether like no one's business.
And the village?
Safe from the flood for now, but they've got other problems. Akashic. Every creature in the area is either turned or on the way to turning, apparently. Zoltan and the others are living on borrowed time. They need help, and quick. Doris sent a few curse breakers to keep an eye on things, but there's only so much a couple of scouts can do. Except get eaten. If something ain't done soon, the old place will be overrun.
Eu tenho que ajudar.
I won't let that happen.
Didn't think you would.
Does Blackthorn know?
I thought it might be better if he didn't. He'd only do something stupid. You reckon we should tell him?
No.
Não.
It's better this way.
Não, a gente não fala pra ele, não.
I can't stand about knowing what's happening out there, so I'm off. I'll see you in Dravost.
Priorizar a missão. Deve ser fácil, não ganha muita coisa. Você vê que esse aqui é de upgrade, né? Ó, por enquanto, ó. Tudo lisinho, derrotado. Svarogov já era. Ó, que lindo isso aqui. Top. Vamos lá em... Esqueci o nome do lugar. Dravost. É o nome do lugar.
So Dravost is still standing. For now, at least.
Deixa eu restocar com ele aqui. Quero.
Certainly.
Ah, tá, você vende.
Here you are. Thank you.
Ok.
Certainly.
Beleza, itens restocados.
May we meet again?
Tô bem satisfeito. Fala.
Clive! You're here!
And the Akashic?
Mostly off to the north still. But I spoke to Doris's scouts and it turns out things are worse than I thought. There's swarms of them out there. Told old Snotty to be ready to seal the north gate. That should buy us some time if we need it. Enough for the villagers to barricade themselves inside their homes, at least.
Well done.
Welcome back. Sid. I'd never have guessed, you know. Not if August hadn't let slip. Who'd have thought that the savior of Dravost would turn out to be the realm's most infamous outlaw? Keen to help us out again?
I am.
Thought you could sneak off without me, did you?
Quem? Ah, Blackthorn apareceu.
Blackthorn.
Oh, what are you doing here?
One of the scouts couldn't keep his voice down.
Que
I'm
bom,
like
hein?
my best mate who didn't think I deserved to know. Zoltan, how long's it been? Long enough for us two to turn into a pair of old codgers, I see.
That your idea of an apology? Prick.
Don't listen to
Nossa,
him.
que
You
troca
only
de
did what you
farpa.
thought was best. For the village and that.
I did, yeah. But that ain't the whole of it. Vulcan, our master, didn't leave the chiefdom to the two of us. He left it to me, the best blacksmith in Dravost, barring himself, of course. Bloody stupid tradition, in my opinion. If someone's got talent, you should let them practice their craft, not ask them to settle petty feuds and barter for grain. Our master wasted half his life that way. I wasn't about to let that happen to me.
So you wasted half of mine instead.
You're what Dravost needed. Under me and my precious ideals, this place wouldn't have lasted a year. So I left to devote myself to the work and spare you lot the consequences. I may be a selfish prick, but I only did what I felt I had to.
What you had to do was your duty!
Even if it meant we all starved?
Enough. This is no time for bickering. You can finish beating each other up once Dravost is safe.
Fine. I've said my piece anyway.
Yeah. So have I.
Sorry, Clive. I shouldn't have stuck my nose in. We're short enough on time as it is. Still, give us a mo, would you? I need to get my head straight before any of them Akashic try to bite it off.
Fale com August quando você estiver pronto. Eu estou pronto.
You, ready for the off, then?
Não podemos perder mais tempo.
We can't afford to waste any more time.
Right you are. Might be worth having one last word with the scouts, though. Don't want any nasty surprises, do we? Oh, and Blackthorn, you and Zoltan might be better off staying inside the...
Akashic on the move.
Vamos.
How close are they?
Within sight of the walls, and there are more coming up from the mines.
What was I saying about nasty surprises?
They'll wash right over us if we stay out in the open. We're pulling back behind the gates.
Good idea. Get yourselves inside, but keep your weapons handy.
Understood.
I'm prepared to fight if I have to.
Well, let's hope you don't. That's our job. Once the scouts are inside, order your men to barricade the gates. No heroic last stands, you hear me? No fighting at all if you can help it.
August's right. I've seen what Akashic beasts can do to armor. The people here are tough and willing, but they ain't equipped to face what's coming.
I'm going out there. Start work on the gate as soon as I've left. I'll give you as much time as I can.
And if they kill you?
You evacuate. But it won't come to that. I promise.
You'd better be right.
Take good care of Dravost till I get back.
Leave it to me. And give those things what for, yeah?
Vamos lá. Nossa. Bicho grande.
Which one of you's first? Nice try.
Toma. É. Ah, vai. Aí. Tome. Caramba, derretemos o monstro. Esse nós derretemos. um hipogrifo. Tá bom. Já foi o tempo que você dava trabalho pra mim. Tome. Soco. Ah, ele voou. Derrotei. Boa.
Is that it?
Ou não? Não. Quando ele fala só isso, não é. Olha lá, nossa. Um leão com cabeça de hidra, asas, forte pra caramba. Esse bicho aí é diferente.
Not getting past me.
Olha, se o Neto estiver aí, eu consegui o quarto negócio do Ifrit. Perdoa, meu filho? Vai perdoar aí. Aí é. Nossa, derrete. Na cabeça, na atordoada ainda. Ó. Ele é lentão, né, esse bicho. Olha isso. Pastor. Doeu, viu? Vamos lá. Aô! É o bichão mesmo, hein? Tem quantos elementos que você usa? 50%, boa. Já emenda. Chega mais perto. Vai atordoar, hein? Aê! É dano, só dano que é voa. Show! Fortíssimo. Depois do Svarog, cara, nada me para. Nada do item que eu quero, hein? Caramba, que leão bombado.
Now, the question is, did I miss any?
Man alive! You stood in one piece!
I slew as many as I could.
As many as I could, he says. The old bleeding lot, more like
Todo
it.
mundo.
Well, almost.
Only almost.
Yeah, one or two did try to sneak over the wall, but we got the bastards, don't you worry.
Ah,
Good.
acabou passando um ou dois aí.
Though you do know, more will come in time.
In time, yeah. But we can think about them later. Let's get you back inside.
É, vocês vão ter que reforçar essas muralhas aí, né? Sei lá, aumentar. Vamos falar com os Zoltan.
Sid! You're even more fearsome than your reputation. Enough to give those Akashic monsters nightmares. I almost felt sorry for the wretched things. But mostly, I felt grateful. Dravoged won't forget what you did today.
I'm afraid I've only delayed the inevitable. There's no getting rid of that ether flood. Meaning that any living thing which stumbles into those mines will end up clawing at your walls again.
And that's if the flood don't spread. If it does, well, I hate to say it, but the village's days are numbered.
That may be, but we're staying just the same. With ether floods springing up all over, it's no less safe than anywhere, and more
Tá em todo
importantly,
lugar, não tem como fugir do éter,
it's
né?
our home. We'll fortify the gates to the north.
Por isso que a gente tem que
And I'll
quebrar
see that they're
tudo.
guarded day and night.
All right. Then we'll give you a hand shoring up those defenses.
As for you, Blackthorn, that's twice you've turned up when Dravos needed you. So, thanks.
I shouldn't have stayed away so long. And I shouldn't have left without talking it over with you first.
Too bloody right you shouldn't. Though I doubt I'd have listened. I always envied you. How you made everything look so easy when, for me, it was anything but. You leaving gave me the perfect excuse to hate you. And from that day on, I never once stopped to wonder what it would have been like if you'd stayed. But what you said earlier, it was true. You'd have been the death of this place.
Finally, something we can agree on. I hope you see the sense of it eventually. You kept this place alive.
Alive, perhaps. Wealthy even, but... Dravoged isn't what it once was. Our work used to be the pride of Dalmekia. Now, we churn out the same rubbish day after day, because it's easy and turns a profit. It's not about the craft anymore. I wouldn't send my sons to war wearing the shit most of our smiths are making. I've kept working, honing my skills, trying to lead by example, but no one sees the point. The average castle apprentice has as much passion for the craft as our current lot. Come back to us, Blackthorn. Remind Dravoged what a true master blacksmith looks like. I'll even man those bellows of yours if it means we can work at the same forge again.
That's a kind offer. Kinder than I deserve. And I wish I could accept, but I'm needed elsewhere. There's people who trust their lives to my steel, and I daren't let them down.
Fair enough.
But that doesn't mean I couldn't visit from time to time. Let's see if we can't rekindle this town's passion for the craft, shall we?
I'd like that.
Just be sure to tell Snotty to let me in the next time I come calling, yeah?
He'd let you in anyway. Blackthorn. The Master Smith turned outlaw. Back in my good
Eles se
graces.
perdoaram, né? Você vê
I
que
never
legal.
thought I'd see the day.
I'd say that went pretty well, wouldn't you?
Even better than I'd hoped.
Sid, I've got something for you.
Bigorna rachada, selo obtido. Legal.
This is
A token of our lasting gratitude. But I'm of a mind to make you a far grander gift. Designs for a certain sword have been passed down from chief to chief for generations.
Now hold on, Zoltan. There's a reason no one's made that blade in centuries. There's not been a craftsman equal to the task.
Oh,
I'll admit your cinders make impressive steel, and I've learned to own an edge Odin will be proud of. But the engravings on that thing are enough to make a jeweler cry. And they're not just for show, either.
Have you forgotten what brought you
que
back
espada
to
é essa que eu
Dgpaxiel in
quero?
the first place? A certain ring? I knew I'd never surpass you with the hammer and tongs. So I turned my hand to a different kind of metalwork. Between the two of us, I'd say we're the equal of any master craftsman ever to have graced a forge.
You know what? I think you might be right. Clive, you wouldn't mind if Zoltan came back to the hideaway, would you?
É, legal.
He's more than welcome, as long as he can keep our secret.
Right. Zoltan, get your tools. We've got a legend to forge.
Os dois juntos vão trabalhar numa espada. Se foi isso que eu entendi. E aí, essa espada vai ser nossa. Volte para o esconderijo e fale com Blackthorn. Vamos lá.
Come back.
Bom, vamos aproveitar que a gente veio para o esconderijo. Antes de eu falar com Blackthorn, eu não sei o que nos reserva ali. Talvez o diálogo seja cumprido. Eu acho que essa live tá de bom tamanho, né? Foram quase 4 horas e 40 de live, né? Tá ótimo, né? Espero que vocês tenham gostado da nossa live. Muito obrigado a todos que compareceram, né? O Jabs, o Neto, o Hanan, né? Que tiveram aí, né? Com certeza agradeço muito a vocês aí pela presença, tá bom? E a gente vai continuando, né, o nosso Final Fantasy XVI, só que não hoje, e sim na nossa live da madruga, no sábado para o domingo, às 11h30 da noite, tá bom? Então é isso, galera. Eu espero que vocês tenham gostado. Com certeza toda essa live vai para o canal também. Beleza? Eu vou ficando por aqui e até mais.